All right, so very first thing on this one we've got, and y'all kind of fill this in as we go along, is when we're talking about the ands and the or statements that's here. Basically, out beside this one, let's see if it'll let me edit here. If you have an and statement, it's got to be that for any kind of and statement for what we're going to do, if something is an and statement, both things have to be true for it to equal a true. Okay, and that's the big thing when we're talking about an and for this part of it. That's what it is that makes an and statement when it comes off of it. So the very first one we've got here, it says something is true and true. Well, that's going to be true. All right. If something is so basically, kind of think about this case. That if we were working a math problem, me thinking back to being a math teacher, if I give two people it's a problem to work, and I'm like, all right, both of you have to have the correct answer to get points for this one, and it's either all right or it's all wrong. There's nothing in between. So if one person gets the right answer and one person gets the wrong answer, they don't agree on the answer, do they? They're getting two different things. So if that's the case for something like that, then that would have to be false. Okay, and it doesn't matter whether the first thing is false and the second thing is true, or the first thing is true and the second thing is false. Either way you go. So for that one, it's going to be false. Okay, and to me, that always kind of makes sense. Now, here's the one that threw me off the first time I started kind of working through this and had to figure something out. If you're working a problem, again, thinking back to a math problem, and both of you get the same wrong answer, does that still make it right? If you're both wrong, you agree that you're wrong, but you're still wrong, right? So in that case, if something is false and false, it's still going to be false in that case. Yeah, and that's the one that used to throw me off when we're going through stuff. So that was it. Did I get a picture today? Oh, what's up?
What's up? What's up? Katie's got a question for you.
Okay.
Who is Mr. Boston?
Who am I being today?
The rubber band man.
There, you got it. I think you got it. I think you got it. Come pick a prize from the card. Besides the card. I like to make sure everybody knows we're not going to win the card. There we go. We got the clip. All right. Good to see you, buddy. All right.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, there's your random Wednesday happening. People that are watching this video are going to go, what happened online? We don't know. We're just going to go. All right, so anyway. Yeah, and I couldn't pause it back here, so they're getting this on the recording for whatever reason. I can't, my pause button's not working. So anyway, all right, if it's an or statement, either one of things makes it true. So when we're doing an or statement, so if either one of the two things is true, then it makes it true. You know, as you're going through stuff on that one. So obviously, if something is true or true, that's going to make it true. Go ahead and make all these red through here. Okay. True. Try that again. There we go. All right. If something is true or false, then that would wind up still being true. If something is false or true, still true. Okay, so if it's an or statement, the only way something can come out to be a false statement is if both things are false, then it winds up being a false statement. Okay. So basically, they're still kind of opposites of each other. The only way an and statement can be true is if both things have to be true. The only way a or statement is false is if both things are false when it comes off of it. Oh, there's the pause button there. Look at that. It was hiding in the background back there. Okay. Learn something new every day. Okay. All right. And then obviously with the knots, that one should be pretty straightforward. If something is not true, well, that's false. And if something is not false, then it is true. Okay, so the knots are pretty straightforward when it comes. If it's just straightforward, now a lot of times they're going to make it more confusing than that. But you know, if you look at just for face value, if something is not false, it's true. If something is not true, then it's false. Okay, so here's what I'd like for you to do. Here you're given some values that A is true, B is false, and C is true. Take 2 minutes, run through this thing, and see what values you get here. And then we'll put the answers up here for you so you can see what's going on. All right, so. All right, so we fill these in. If something is A, true, and C, true, something is true and true, that makes it true. There you go. Okay. All right, if something is not true, then obviously that makes it false. There we go. Because again, if you miss the first one, then you're going to miss that one. Something is a or. So something is true and or. And again, if it's an or statement, as soon as you get a true on the first one, it does not matter what this one is. If something is true or, it doesn't matter what the or part, second part is on that one. It's got to be true. Okay. All right. For G, something is true or, doesn't matter, right? It's got to be true. Okay. Something is not true. Obviously, it's got to be false. And then the last one there, if something is true and false, yeah, got to be false. There you go. Okay. All right, and that's small things, but that's, again, they're going to take that concept and they'll obviously try to do some things too to trick some stuff and make things different. But for the most part, that's kind of what we're looking at when it comes up to stuff there. So, and don't worry about the bottom part of that one because it's just a duplicate of the same thing that was there. So, you know, we got everything there.